Stay alive, all things will change around. Oh yeah! What? Oh yeah! Going out to the hardcore hip hop. Of course we don't flip flop.
Peace and blessings, and welcome to episode number 61 of the No Filter Show, baby. And it is an honor. Boy, Chaz has say that all the time. But it's always an honor to pay homage. However, to pay homage to the Blast Master, KRS-One, man, MCs act like they don't know. I remember as a kid, groups such as Poor Righteous Teachers, Public Enemy, X-Clan, and KRS-One. Growing up on the West Coast, majority of the music that was played or influenced in my life, beginning stages of hip-hop, was Gangsta Rest.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
Why don't y'all take a look at that sign up there? See what it says? Cash for your home. You know what that is?
Billboard.
What are y'all, Amos and Andy? Are you stepping and he's fetching? I'm talking about the message, what it stands for. It's called gentrification. It's what happens when the property value of a certain area is brought down. Huh? You listening?
Yeah.
They bring the property value down. They can buy the land at a lower price. Then they move all the people out, raise the property value, and sell it at a profit. Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black. Black owned with black money. Just like the Jews, the Italians, the Mexicans, and the Koreans do.
Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folks shooting each other and selling that crack rock and shit.
Well, how you think the crack rock gets into the country? We don't own any planes. We don't own no ships. We are not the people who are flying and floating that shit in here. I know every time you turn on the TV, that's what you see. Black people selling the rock, pushing the rock, pushing the rock. Yeah, I know. But that wasn't a problem as long as it was here. It wasn't a problem until it was in Iowa, and it showed up on Wall Street where there are hardly any black people.
On the town, the beast is loose.
Word 'em up, y'all.
On the town, the beast is loose.
Come on.
And living in an impoverished community where your teachers told you you wouldn't amount to nothing. Artists such as KRS-One always drop knowledge to remind some of y'all the reason we in the predicament we are in the first place. But we get paid trillions of dollars to Israel, our original land. However, we can't get reparation or respiration. I wish we can get a 40 acres in a mule, a 40 ounce in a pit bull, a 2-piece in a biscuit, and a partridge in a pear tree. But that's a whole nother conversation. Artists such as KRS-One reminded me and people of this higher level of consciousness that we are walking in a real life matrix. It wasn't just a movie. There is a beyond yourself that exists in the same plane in which your physical dwells in. And with your spiritual presence and spiritual pressure, you're able to sense the unseen, because that eye, courtesy of the pineal, reminds you of the different planes you're traveling on at the same time. Similar to parallel. Now I know I got y'all heads spinning like a carousel, but artists such as KRS-One are the only ones that we in the urban community can look towards as our ambassadors, as our president, as our government, as our establishment. Cause most y'all out here judging and don't even understand the playing field you're judging it on. Let me tell you something. I had the opportunity, or shall I say the honor, to see KRS-One perform at Yoshi's last year, August. And the things that he was talking about wasn't tangible. Y'all don't understand it though. This man was helping people unlock the key to their higher level of self. And for those that thought they had a higher level of self, helping them understand it was more about the self-destruction in which they're causing to their inner self by thinking they got it all figured out. Life is not about figuring it out. Life is about the journey and maneuvering. Unless there was a dysfunction and the poppy seed spit into the peach, out of billions of sperm, no legs, no arm, no true form of brain, you were able to make it to the egg first. That explains purpose. Out of all those sunflower seeds, Chaz ass made it to the egg. But in order to understand the concept of that, you have to understand the concept of purpose. And in purpose, you have to understand both your significance and your insignificance. At least that's what she telling everybody. Being able to embrace both sides of the coin helps you understand the process of maneuvering. Understand how long KRS-One has been doing this. Understand how many times KRS-One transcended. I mean, he's like a phoenix. Never fell to the ashes, just found a higher level of playing field to roam on. And what breaks my heart is you guys will run out and pay millions of dollars to hear shit that don't mean nothing. But when someone's trying to give you a higher level of self, crickets chirping and cobwebs. KRS-One did not give a damn about putting his career on the line at risk for expressing his point of views. And look how long he's been around. Shout out to Chuck D as well. Same thing. Understanding the highest level of self does not mean that you have to disrespect someone else. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. Why is disrespecting someone else your true purpose when your main goal is a better understanding of self? The reason why people have perceptions and judge others, because when you look in the mirror at Chaz's ass, you know all your flaws, all your rights, all your wrongs, and you can't give yourself an excuse good enough for calling yourself lazy, ignorant in the sense of not knowing and refusing to do the research. Stuck in yesteryear, meaning that every formula you create is based on when you were 20 or 30 years younger. I was young once too, and thought that I knew everything, but that's the definition of ignorant and naive. Thank you again, KRS-One, and I pray one day that I'll be able to just conversate with you. Forget a track. Now don't get me wrong, if you down to do a track, you know I'd be honored. But I just want you to understand that when I attended that show, it reminded me of something deeper than the nostalgia that people of my age get stuck in. Y'all don't know nothing about that shit. It made me think I'm no longer a youngster, and seeing your growth help encourage me grow. Spiritually though. And without further ado, lyrics by C Keys. Production courtesy of KRS-One. Thank you for being a part of the cloth that was created of keys to have a higher knowledge of self. The No Filter Show, episode number 61. And welcome to the No Filter Show, where passion turns into me doing this for fun. And I want to pay homage to the Blastmaster, the teacher, KRS-One. He taught us that you can have love for your cars, love for your clothes, love for the dough, get money from tours and shows, but it's not equivalent to the priceless price tag of your soul. Now I can't tell the story as great as the Blastmaster did, but I am a product of him. It's a pleasure and an honor to pay homage. So here we go. Where I'm from, if you're soft, you're lost. Pay the cost to be the boss and get your whole block knocked off. Not at all money and gold, diamonds to hold. A value that is greater than the saving of your soul. Rather play it blind, find the game really cold. Get a CNI dogging with a 10-foot pole. 5-0 out on patrol. Cherry pick, loose lips, sink ships. You done turned into a snitch. Boy, I tell you shit is cutthroat. Sever your neck. Gotta give it, they don't live it. They are filled with disrespect. They will fuck over their brother or sister sicker than incest. Too afraid to invest, they bugging you like insects. SATs willing to test, think they bulletproof vest. Until they arm a leg, arm the rest. And they don't see they blessings, instead of willing to die. Why don't you pay it forward knowledge and you give it to the next?
Want us to kill ourselves.